Good evening. My name is Nicole McClellan. Excuse me. And the article that, or the current event that I chose to address is regarding the current uproar of sports figures deciding to take a stance against police brutality and brutality against people of color, especially black men in this country. Now, it's amazing how these powerful figures can use their platforms to take a stance against this major problem we're having in this country today. But when it impacts a group of youngins, football players at that, to do the same, it's even more powerful. Unfortunately, because this country, this world is filled with so much hate, these young men's lives, as well as their coaches, are being threatened because of their freedom of speech and their decision to take a stance against police brutality. According to the CNN article written on or issued on September 26th of this year by Mr. Adam Harris, entitled "The Fight of Our Lives," in Beaumont, Texas, the Beaumont Bulls senior team, which is made up of 11 and 12-year-old middle schoolers, got ready for their game. Now, the usual routine is to go out, stand, and place your hand across your heart for our national anthem. However, these young men decided to take a stance and make a change, and they all knelt on one knee to protest this police brutality. Now, these young men thought nothing about anything that they were doing, assuming that they were protesting what they thought to be right. And because of the choice and decisions that they decided to make, along with the support of their coaches and families, their lives were then threatened. There were racial slurs, there were talks of lynchings and burning of their bodies, which I think is completely horrendous. However, because of the world that we live in today, it's not unfamiliar at all. Now, as we all know, the uproar began when 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick made the decision to kneel while the national anthem was playing. Now, he didn't choose to do this for any type of attention or to getting spotlight on him, but to show how important it is, or how a black life is just as important as anyone else's. And he kneeled along with Mr. Colin Kaepernick. There were his other teammates and other NFL superstars who decided to take this stance as well. Because of this outrage, for those that called it that, there were insults, inappropriate racial slurs, and a slew of other derogatory comments made because of his decision to also take a stance. Now, these young men watched their idol essentially do something extremely powerful, and they thought it would make a difference in their small community to do the same. However, people consider it to be unpatriotic and to be a disrespect to our country. But no one is asking the question on how it 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 shows how smart and how conscious these young men are. They are seeing, young men that look like them lay dead in the street, and they're going to use their stance and what they love to show that, hey, we may be young, but we understand. Now, because of all the uproar that this caused, there were decisions, there were talks about wanting to end their protests because of all of the negativity that surrounded them taking a stance. However, these young men, as bright and as intelligent as they are, made a decision to continue to kneel. And not only did they kneel, they hung their arms together in solidarity to show that we are not against police brutality, and we want more for ourselves. We want to be the voice, and this is exactly what they did. I have an 8-year-old son, and to know that what goes on in today's world affects him, it's amazing to see kids of his age being able to stand together in a positive in a positive fashion to show that these injustices have to be met. They have to be corrected. If not, then what happens?